Your AI coding assistant is actively teaching you bad security habits. Here's the thing. GitHub Copilot was trained on billions of lines of public code, and a massive chunk of that code has security vulnerabilities baked right in. So when it auto-completes your function, it's sometimes just repeating history's mistakes back to you with complete confidence. Let's start with how Copilot actually works, because most people get this wrong. It's not some magical reasoning engine. It's a large language model that predicts the most statistically likely code to follow whatever you've typed. That's a crucial distinction, because most common and most secure are very different things. The training data problem is real and documented. A 2021 study from NYU found that about 40% of Copilot suggestions in security-relevant scenarios contain vulnerabilities. That's not a glitch. That's the model doing exactly what it was designed to do, just reflecting the reality of what's already out there on GitHub. Think about SQL injection for a second. It's been one of the top vulnerabilities on the OWASP top 10 for over a decade, which means there are literally millions of examples of insecure database query code sitting in public repos. Copilot has seen all of it, learned from all of it, and will happily suggest string concatenation inside a SQL query like it's nothing. Here's where it gets wild. The more popular a vulnerable pattern is, the more confidently Copilot suggests it. So things like hard-coded API keys, weak cryptography defaults, or unvalidated user input don't get penalized in any way. Popularity equals probability in this model's brain. Hard-coded credentials are a perfect example of this. Developers push secrets to GitHub by accident constantly. And even though GitHub has secret scanning, the model already learned from code that existed before those secrets were scrubbed. Copilot has genuinely suggested AWS access keys and placeholder passwords in production-style code contexts. Let's talk about context blindness, because this one is sneaky. Copilot doesn't actually understand the threat model of your application. It doesn't know if you're building a toy project or a healthcare platform handling PHI. It just sees the pattern of your code and fills in what fits, regardless of the stakes involved. Buffer overflows are a classic case. If you're writing C or C++ and you ask Copilot to help with memory operations, it will sometimes suggest functions like strcpy or gets, functions that have been considered dangerous since the 90s. It's not trying to hurt you. It just learned from a lot of old C code. Here's a question worth sitting with. Do you actually review every line Copilot writes before you commit it? Most developers admit they don't. And that trust is being exploited, not by bad actors, but by the statistical weight of decades of mediocre, insecure code on the internet. Insecure deserialization is another one that shows up way more than it should. Copilot will sometimes suggest deserializing user-supplied data without validation, which is a known vector for remote code execution. It looks clean, it compiles fine, and it'll pass a basic code review if nobody's paying attention. The cryptography suggestions can be genuinely alarming. MD5 and SHA-1 are broken hashing algorithms. The security community has been screaming this for years, but because there's so much legacy code using them, Copilot regularly suggests them for password hashing or integrity checks. Using MD5 to hash a password in 2024 is like locking your door with a post-it note. But here's where it gets wild. Microsoft and GitHub actually know about this. They've published research on it. They've added features like Copilot's vulnerability prevention filter, but that filter isn't catching everything. It's more like a highlight reel of the most obvious patterns rather than a comprehensive security review. Cross-site scripting vulnerabilities are another repeat offender. When you're building front-end logic and Copilot helps you render dynamic content, it'll sometimes skip sanitization entirely. Inner HTML gets used when it shouldn't, user input gets dropped into the DOM without encoding, and suddenly your React or Vanilla.js app has an XSS hole that any script kiddie could exploit. Path traversal is more obscure, but Copilot gets this wrong too. If your app accepts a file name from user input and Copilot helps you construct a file path, it might not think to sanitize the input for sequences like ... That's how an attacker walks out of your uploads folder and into your system configuration files. Let's zoom out for a second, because the real issue isn't just that Copilot is imperfect. It's that developers treat its output with way too much trust. A Stanford study found that developers who used AI coding assistants were actually more likely to introduce security vulnerabilities than those who coded without them, partly because the AI-generated code felt more authoritative and got less scrutiny. Race conditions are a subtle one that AI tools are particularly bad at catching. When Copilot helps you write concurrent code, it's often suggesting patterns that work in single-threaded scenarios but fall apart under load. Time of check to time of use bugs, talk to vulnerabilities, are almost invisible unless you're specifically looking for them. Here's a question that might sting a little. How many of your Copilot-assisted commits have actually gone through a security-focused code review? Not just a functionality review, but someone actually asking, could this be exploited? Because there's a real gap between code that works and code that's safe. The good news is you're not helpless here. Tools like SymGrep, SNYK, and GitHub's own CodeQL can be integrated into your CI/CD pipeline and will catch a lot of the patterns Copilot gets wrong. Think of it as putting a security layer on top of your AI layer. Copilot writes fast, the scanner writes safe. Prompt engineering actually matters more than people realize. If you explicitly tell Copilot in your comment or prompt that you need secure, sanitized, production-ready code, the suggestions genuinely shift. It's not a guarantee, but framing your intent towards security does pull the model towards safer completions because that framing exists in training data too. But here's where it gets wild. The gap between junior and senior developers using Copilot is enormous. A senior dev who already knows what an insecure suggestion looks like can catch Copilot's mistakes. A junior dev who's still learning the fundamentals might not even know what to look for. And that's a systemic problem the industry hasn't fully reckoned with yet. There's also the issue of dependency confusion and import suggestions. Copilot will sometimes suggest importing packages that either don't exist or have known vulnerabilities, because it learned package names from repos that weren't keeping their dependencies updated. This is how supply chain attacks start. Not dramatically, but quietly, in an autocomplete suggestion. Regular expression denial of service, RDoS, is genuinely underrated as a vulnerability class. Copilot suggests regex patterns pretty freely, and some of those patterns are catastrophically inefficient against crafted inputs. An attacker who knows your app is using a specific regex can send a string that makes your server hang. It's boring, it's devastating, and Copilot will write it for you with a smile. The authentication and authorization logic is where Copilot can really get you in trouble because the consequences are so high. When it helps you scaffold auth logic, it sometimes misses things like session invalidation on logout, missing rate limiting on login endpoints, or broken object-level authorization patterns where user A can access user B's data just by changing an ID in a request. Here's something that most tutorials won't tell you. Copilot suggestions aren't just influenced by what you've typed in the current file. They're influenced by the context of your entire open workspace. So if your codebase already has some insecure patterns, Copilot will learn from those and propagate them further. Bad code is actually contagious in this workflow. The responsibility conversation is uncomfortable but necessary. GitHub and Microsoft market Copilot as a productivity tool, not a security tool. There's fine print about not relying on it for security-critical decisions. But the way it's presented in demos and marketing creates an impression of reliability that the actual model performance doesn't always support in real-world security contexts. What you should actually be doing is treating every line of Copilot output like you would a code contribution from a smart but security-naive junior developer. You wouldn't merge that PR without review, right? Same energy needs to apply here. Copilot is fast and useful and genuinely impressive, but it is not your security team. Okay, so let's bring this all together. 3 things to remember. First, Copilot's training data is full of vulnerable code, and it has no mechanism to prefer secure patterns over popular ones. Second, the developer psychology around AI tools makes us review AI-generated code less critically, which amplifies the risk significantly. Third, layering static analysis tools like SymGrep or SNYK on top of Copilot is not optional if you care about security. It's the actual workflow that makes AI assistants safe. What's the sketchiest piece of AI-generated code you've caught in your own projects? And did it make it through to production before someone caught it? The first thing to understand about why GitHub Copilot sometimes suggests insecure code is that the surface explanation is usually too simple. The real leverage is in the small, repeatable behavior underneath it, because that is what survives after motivation drops. Most people fail here because they treat why GitHub Copilot sometimes suggests insecure code like a one-time fix. It works better as a system. Lower the friction, make the next action obvious, and remove the decision you keep avoiding. Here is the practical test. If you cannot explain the next step in one sentence, the plan is still too vague. Vague plans feel productive, but they do not change behavior when the day gets messy.